Hi guys, I'm Fats, and this is going to be my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about things that I talk about in a lot of other places, but now I'm going to do it on YouTube, and hopefully that works out really well. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is body positivity. I'm going to try to make it really fast, but I'm kind of long-winded, so we will see if that can actually happen. So the most important part of body positivity is to start asking yourself why. Start asking yourself where your ideas and your values about your body came from. Ask yourself why you think something about you is bad or even good or ugly or somewhere in between. Start really thinking about whether or not these ideas are factual and how they got put in your head. A lot of times when we start thinking about why something is, we figure out that it's not actually an internal thought, and it's definitely not a fact. When I think I have a terrible nose, that's not a fact. That's a judgment I'm making on myself, and it probably comes from some bullshit that someone told me somewhere. So think about why you have all these thoughts about yourself. It's very easy to start ruminating on this part, and you obviously don't want to ruminate on it, and you also don't want to get hung up in if somebody you love has taught you these things. It's really hard when you start asking yourself why you don't think your body's great, because sometimes we find out that someone we love dearly has affected us in a negative way and affected our body image, and that sucks, and it's really hard, and it's really important to kind of work through that with each individual, but not get hung up on it. You don't want to live your life just being angry at someone for fucking up your body image. You want to figure out how to make your body image better. So the second step is to stop fucking judging people. There are a million reasons why I could tell you to stop judging people. Whatever, you should be nice, what the fuck ever. I don't care about that stuff. The reason I think you should stop judging people is because when you judge someone, you internalize all of that bullshit. So when you are judging someone's hair, makeup, clothing, gender, anything, any judgment you're making is then going into a little vault in your fucking brain, and it is saved there. And on a bad day, when you're having a hard time loving yourself, you unlock that little vault and you think of every judgment you've made against another person, and subconsciously you start judging yourself against all those things. And it's just not a great way to live. Here's the difficult part. You can't just stop yourself from judging people. So the idea is not to quit completely. It is to slow down your thoughts and start asking yourself why. And start asking yourself, do I really fucking care about that? Is that really actually something that I want to take up space in my brain with? Does this person deserve that? Aren't they worthy of self-love just as much as I am? So stop judging people. That's hard. The third step that I would take is to start standing up for yourself. This is something that not everyone has the privilege to do, and it can be really, really hard, and it's also incredibly empowering. It's not our responsibility to make sure everybody's nice and, loves our body just as much as we do, but there is something very freeing about being able to say to the people you care about, that fucking hurt my feelings. I am trying to love my body. Even if I am not there yet, I am trying really hard. And to start standing up for yourself and really telling people, you don't get to say shit about me anymore. When your friends are in a group and they call someone fat with a negative connotation, even if they never call you fat with a negative connotation, and they always say it lovingly and in an empowering way, the second they do it to another person, it feels negative to you. And you are allowed to say that. You are absolutely allowed to tell your friends, hey, that hurt my feelings. And it's uncomfortable and it sucks really bad sometimes, but that's okay. You can handle uncomfortable. Body positivity is filled with many, many steps, and those are just like kind of some basic things. And obviously you can't conquer everything in one day, so we're just going to start with those little basic things. But the last thing I want to say is that, you know, this is a lifelong journey. And I think a lot of times we approach body positivity as something where, oh, look, you do these things and you get confidence. Well, we have to keep in mind as a community that there are people still out there who hate their bodies. And so confidence is amazing, but it's truly something that happens when you start to love yourself. So to focus on how to start loving yourself and focus on those judgments and ask yourself why those negative ideas about your body exist in your brain, those things will really start to break down those barriers so that you can stop hating your body. Body positivity does not happen overnight. Sometimes it gets very uncomfortable and really, really hard. And sometimes it's very, very sad. Sometimes you realize that people in your life are not necessarily going to back you in your body positive journey. And that's really not fun. And you have to figure out all sorts of different ways to cope with that. But the fact of the matter is you can cope with that. And you can cope with the discomfort. And even though it has taken us, you know, a lifetime to ingrain this body hatred within ourselves, you have an entire life to look forward to once you love yourself. And so when you're having a hard day, or when you don't get it a week from now, when you don't love yourself in 2 months, when you are feeling like this journey is never going to stop, just remember that this is your whole fucking life. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, I would rather live even just the last 10 years of my life loving the shit out of myself than hating myself for even one more second. So I hope those helped a little bit. I hope that helps people who are kind of, you know, at the foundational level of body positivity. Thanks, guys.